Riley here. So I want to do a little video for you all here today. I'm going to be talking about my testosterone shots, and my testosterone levels in general. So just a quick recap here is that I've been on testosterone for about 5 years and 7 months. In that time frame, most of my shots have actually been intramuscular, which just means I'm injecting it right into the muscle. And up until recently, I switched to subcutaneous, which now means I'm injecting it into the fat. So the way that I'm injecting it is slightly different, as well as the way that my body is distributing my testosterone is slightly different, which I'll get into in a little bit here. But just want to kind of do, I guess, a little bit of a preview for those who maybe don't know. When I started testosterone, I pretty much started on a very low dose, and then I kind of worked my way up to 0.5 weekly, and that was only lasted about 2 months because what happened was I hit my 1 year, and then I ended up having my hysterectomy, and that threw my levels off again, which then had to reevaluate my dose and then change it to go back down to 0.25, and then have been kind of working my way up ever since then. In the 5 years and 7 months, I think the longest I've ever been on the same dose was about 9 months to maybe a year, which is pretty short considering it's been almost 6 years now. I've just been finding what's been happening is that once I hit a certain point, it just like kind of be a cycle of it would sit maybe for 6 months to 9 months, and then it would my levels would start to go down, so we'd have to reevaluate. But this has just been something I've experienced myself. It's just I've been having to readjust my levels every so often, and I've honestly lost track, I think, of how many times I've now switched my dose. But recently, that was a big reason why I wanted to switch to subcutaneous is just because I was finding I was having to switch my dose so often. I was finding the way my body was distributing my testosterone was really odd. Like, I do hear about people having high peaks and whatnot, but it was just such a high peak on Monday or Tuesday, and then by Friday my levels would be fine. So I was just hoping to be able to find something that worked better for me and for like my levels. And I just also was just really dreading doing my shots, as it was starting to really hurt. Like, I think as a lot of it is because of my the scar tissue, and like being able to now like inject for such a long period of time, that is just starting to become really sore. So I just really wanted to switch for a few different reasons. The main one was just because of my levels, and now I've been doing my sub-Q shots for about like 6-ish months, maybe a little bit more. But I've now had 2 blood works, and I've also again had to adjust my my levels of my testosterone that I take. So I was on 0.45 up, basically up until I think it was January-ish, but I was on 0.45, which was kind of higher, so what I thought, as I was on 0.5 prior to my histo, so I was almost back at the same amount of testosterone that I was taking prior to hysterectomy, which is very rare from the guys that I've talked to. A lot of times, like, you have to lower your dose on a lot of guys, then stay on that dose, where I've kind of somehow crept back up to now being almost on the same dose. And now switching to sub-Q, my levels have actually gone up more, so I've had to now lower my dose, which is what I was hoping for, as it seems that my body is distributing my testosterone a lot slower. It's staying in the fat a little longer than when it was in my muscle, and I think maybe a lot of that is just because of being active and always on my feet and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like, I absolutely, like, it's just insane to me, the fact that, like, these changes, even though it's so minor, the way I'm injecting is now actually changing the way that my levels are. And I'm happy about that, though, because it's like, being able to do sub-Q is what I was hoping for, and be able to now like lower my doses, which is also what I was hoping for, and just be on a more consistent level with my testosterone. So going forward, I hopefully might only have to lower my dose once more depending on my levels. I'll let you guys know. Obviously, like, I'll keep you up to date on that. But wanted to do a little quick video here for you all, as I just don't hear a lot of people in general talking about being on testosterone and having as many issues as I have with having to change their levels and changing their dose and stuff like that. So yeah, if you've ever had this experience, maybe changing from one way of injecting to the other, and your experience with that, whether it's been the same or slightly different than mine, I want to hear about it. Put it in the description. But the one last thing I guess I want to talk about is like changes physically wise. Like, I really don't notice a whole lot, honestly. I feel like because I'm already this far in, like, my changes seem to be about the same as what they were prior. Like, the only thing I can say I'm noticing more, but I think it's just because of with time, like, I'm noticing my beard is still filling in over time. My voice, I feel like, is still the same. I'm still working on that, honestly. But overall, I feel like my changes really aren't anything noticeable because of the way I'm injecting, it's just more so my levels of where they are sitting have like been changing. So yeah, I want to hear your guys' stories about that in the description below, as well as I'm going to be linking my Instagram down here as well, as I do post a lot more content regarding my transition, so phalloplasty, my journey in general. So if you want to go follow me on that, then I'll put that down there, as well as if you have any questions, comments, anything that you want to know about, or maybe even topics you'd like me to talk about on here, then put that down there as well. But I think that's it for now. I love you all, and I'll post you again soon. Bye for now.